My name is Edwin Patterson, born and raised, grow in Old Harbour, which is the original name of the community. But I call myself Milongo, African. My ancestors came here in the end of the 18th century. We have more or less 114 years living in Old Harbour. We live just across the street from that time till today. So I am one of the oldest family in town. We used to do farming, plant basically chocolate and grown food like cassava, like cacao, lumber trees, corn, beans, name it. In 1981, I begin a little window which begins right over here. I have a sign there says, first never follows. I am not the first one, but I am the oldest restaurant open in town today. We have 38 years running from a little window to this, some rooms, some rentals. I had a hardware store. I had a surf shop. My mom was the first person to rent bikes in town. So we are like, maybe call it the leaders in town. My dad used to buy chocolate. Normally we still farmers and still work in the restaurant. In the morning I go to do farming, and in the afternoon I stay in my restaurant. And I still do social works. I help the communities in social associations, and in the pandemic we raised funds with my sister that lives in Switzerland, and we help people that get in trouble of finding what to eat. So we raise like 200 and dash bags of food, and when I have enough goods in my farm, I give it to the people. I bring them over here, like bananas, platanos, and whatsoever. I leave it and I give it to people. So they pass by and they see it, they take it. I'm a former congressman. I served Congress in 2002, 2006. In fact, I was belonging to the party that is in power now. And I quit 4 years after, and I decided to enjoy my life, go and swim every morning in the ocean, keep helping people, and keep farming, and keep my restaurant. Maybe because I learned to cook from I was young, one, and secondly, you make profit of it. It's not an easy money, but it's a fast money. It goes around fast enough, and day by day the tourism been increasing. So it makes it, and then you get the experience of, so you get to like it. You get to enjoy sharing with people, cooking for people, interacting with people. So it's something I like to do. I still believe in people. I still see people in their eyes. I still think that you have good people. In fact, you don't have good people or bad people. You have people that do good things and people that do bad things. I always tell people that I'm a rich man. I am a rich person, millionaire. I have millions of gifts. I don't have millions of dollars, but I have millions of gifts. I'm born in a blessed place, live around blessed people, good community, good environment, so I'm blessed, so I'm rich. I decided at 16 that I was going to be a freedom fighter. So I decided not to go to the university. I decided not to make the system teach me and wash my brain, because I realized that my brain wasn't dirty, so they didn't need to wash it. So I never need to go to their schools. And I decided from when I was 13, and when I was 17, I began my first business, and I began in my first organization. So now we are trying to raise an organization called RACE, a reorganization against colonialism education, trying to get our people back to roots, trying to be proud of being African and proud of being black. We're learning more about our black nation, like how much good things we do, because the news teach you about the bad things. They never tell you nothing good about black people and African people. So we realize now, and from my growing up, even not reading, I said if they ate us, it's because we are great people. Because they see an indigenous person there, or a white or a Chinese, and it's perfect. Anytime they see a black, it's different. And we experimented going in a bus. Everyone walked, step up in the bus. Fine. African man step in the bus. So I said, that means we are a great, great nation and we are lighting the world. So everyone have to look up on us. I said, good. Then I learned after why we are so great and why they don't like us. Because if you hate someone, it's because he's greater than you. You don't hate no one inferior than you. You hate somebody because they're better than you. So that makes you envious. So I said, okay, good. I learned more, and that makes me happy. And you know what it do with me too? It makes me more smart and not so dumb like them. It makes me not to go that low. You cannot hate a person through their color or through their eyes. A man is a man, period. But we have the gift that we can see that they cannot see. So that keeps me in my business, like enjoying serving people. And then in the business, I have a policy. If you come and eat by my place and you don't smile, don't pay. If you are not happy, you can leave. I say, yeah. I say, yeah. If you don't feel happy when you leave here, you don't pay. Yeah, I'm not doing this to turn a millionaire. I'm doing a service from my heart to you. If it's not enough, please go. Look somewhere else where you feel comfortable, but over here, you come and smile and feel love. And it works. It works. Till today, 30 years after, it works. We get more people doing good things here than people that come and do bad things. So I think it's just depend on you. We can make the change, but we have to change. Normally people want to change people. No, if you change first, you can change people. But you cannot expect that people change to your convenience. No. Set yourself, think about people, and think first, if I was in your position, how I would act and how I would do, instead of judging you first. Do it over. If you was over there, how you'd feel, how you'd work. It's easy to be over here and pointing your finger. But get over there. Get in that position and see if you do the same, or you do worse, or you do better. 2022, Garvey was here. He wasn't in town. He come to a place called Pandora, which is like 15 miles from here. He was a foreman on the banana plantation, but he was doing his work of his Panafrican movement. And the message reached to my family and the community, and they gather up some people, which was my grandfather, my grandmom, and one of her sisters. And they went to Pandora and meet with them. And they make a branch of the Universal Negro Improvement Association in Old Harbour. They bought a property which is on the corner, just in front Puerto Viejo, where it's a Casa de la Cultura. That's Marcus Garvey's house. My dad happens to be the last president of the organization. The first law they passed for me in Congress was to give it officially the name Marcus Garvey's house. So officially in Costa Rica, it's by law, its name is Marcus Garvey's house. So we grew up in the UNIA. So we have, you can see in front there, my sister and I, we did a little sketch there.
That was
Yeah. Yeah, that's where we live. So the Liberty Hall was next door to us. So our property and the Liberty Hall. So we always been involved in the Liberty Hall, in the UNI, and then I grew up with that. And then we had twice the visit of Julius Garvey, Marcus' second son. He was here twice for the 31st of August. And we had some speech from him. And then I've been listening to Mutabaruka. So I learned something more about Marcus Garvey Jr., the Liberty Hall in the Pan-African movement in Jamaica, which we thought that we had lost it, and they lost more in Jamaica than what we lost, because we still have a house standing. I think in the Americas, it's the only one standing. Limon has one, it burned down, and they're trying to rebuild it. But we have Garvey's house here still. So I'm learning more about Garvey's. I learned a phrase that I learned from him was powerful for me. That most of what he said. He said, if you are not confident, if you don't have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But if you have confidence in yourself, you will already win the race. Garvey was a great man. This man he was a genius. I didn't know anyway that Martin Luther King read his book, Nelson Mandela read his book, Malcolm X read his books. I said, what? That means Garvey he was a hero for the African people and the Americas. People always want to come and change. They want to come and impose their culture, their customs. Mainly where most of these people goes, they always look at us as less. So they always come to civilize the savages. And they know what to do and blah, 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 blah. So they have sometimes these for us, so they have. So I don't go in much, but when it's okay, I get in. And I said to them easily, before they come over here and built and so-called developed the most of them, we had less drugs, less crime, less car traffic. We used to catch swims in the drains, in the little creeks in town. We used to have a lot of fish over there. We used to be free. So if you are so damn smart, why you don't reach? Why you never take care of this? Because when you come and find the savages everything was perfect. We have our own economy. We take our own environment. We didn't have no deforestation. We cut a tree to build our house. All these lumbers come from my property. We grow them. We don't sell lumbers. So I always remind them that all the bad things that happen in this community is because you didn't listen to us. And they wanted us to get rid of us to make this perfect. But it seems that it wasn't like that. And it's another funny thing I see with most of these people. They come and buy from you, and anytime they buy from you, you have a conflict with them. They cannot live in peace with neighbors. They always have an issue. I tell my sister one day, Tamara, my sister in Switzerland, she come, we live. I said, how funny these people are. I've been living there, I'm 56. My dad died at 89. And he didn't have no conflict with his neighbors. Never, ever. We have our properties in Cockles and behind on the hills. We never have problems. And the minute they come, you have an issue. I said, these people is just like warrior, and they just engraft in problems and warring and discussion. And Jesus, for me it's funny because we've been living here always cool, nice, hi, thank you, yes, yeah. They come with their money. Jesus Christ, I mean, it's funny. I mean, it's something just shocking to us to see how you cannot live like humans. You just cannot live like human. They always feel they are superior and they are better, they are the best. And nowhere, because if they was better and they were the best, they wouldn't come here. If the country that they're residing was so great, so why you is here? I'd stay home, no? But you come to live like people. Well, learn from us. Don't teach us what you couldn't do in your country. That's why you run and come over here. Because you want to live like people. You want to live in first world. Like people, human. Jesus. We see more and more black people, which we are happy. Because our native black people cannot see the potential that this place have. So we are happy to see people like us coming in. You know, because we are feeling like, wow. I have a friend, Eric. We speak every morning, Eric Palmer. And this morning, we speak every morning. We call each other and we try to keep something going between us, you know, because that's the way our parents teach us. His father and my father and his mom was good friends. She's a midwife. She learned that from my grandmom. My grandmom was the first midwife in town. So Miss Pat, that's what I used to call my grandmom, she was. So we become friends. And We call each other, and we've been speaking and worried about kids. And when I opened the restaurant for my son in Manzanillo, I said, Clarence, you are the only African youth have a restaurant in front of the ocean in one of the 10 most beautiful beaches in Costa Rica. I said, Clarence, think, man. I said, think. You got to be a proud African man. Don't make them come and look down on you. They have to look on you. And when these guys come, they have to ask you permission to speak with you. They don't come and just... I said, no. They don't come to me with that. I said, good evening, sir. How are you? Fine. Okay, you can speak to me. You don't come and... I said, don't come to me with that. Don't get to excuse me. Respect. My dad was like that. And my dad teach me like, be proud of yourself. Be a proud African. I remember one day, he's sitting right where the car is over there. I always sit over there. Proud African man. And two Italian drive in. They wanted to fix a tire. And my nephew used to fix tire. So he drive in, he was speaking with Mr. Samuel Baker. And the guy jumped out of the car and the guy said, I need to fix this tire. And my dad was sitting there, never answer him. The guy speak and get pissed off and drive out. So Mr. Samuel said to him, Mr. Eddie, why you didn't answer the guy? He said, I didn't see anybody. But the guy was speaking to you here and he was, I didn't see anybody. So after Mr. Sam understood, he said, what do you mean? He came in my property and never say good morning. He's not speaking to me. Wow. And that stayed with me like forever. I said, he respected himself. So he deserved respect. You come in my property and never say good morning. So you're not speaking to me. I said, this African man is great, boy. Jesus Christ. I love him. And I learned that. Respect and manners. That take you through the world. You respect people. And I learned that, and I respect people, and I deserve respect. I tell them, I said, I'm not rude, I'm not anything, but I stand up to my word, and I stand up to what I think and I believe. So I respect you, you respect me. You don't respect me, you keep far from me. Just step out. Please, get out. Most of us get things too easy. We was too free. And our parents, most of them, mine a little more, my mom maybe. My dad was okay, he was strict. They always says that they don't want we to go through the suffering that they goes through. So they want a better life for us. And that was the mistake. And I tell my kids, one day my son said to me, he said, my youngest one, he said, Dad, I never do anything good for you yet. You always say everything that I do is wrong. I say, yes. Any day you do better than I, that day you will do something good. Any day you better than me, you go over me, perfect, then I did something for you. If not, don't make no sense. And that's what happened to me and my dad. When he realized that I get over what he teaches me a lot, but I take myself, he leave a lot of properties for me, and I multiply them. He leave 3 or 4, now I have 8 or 10. He leave this, now he have rentals, 3, I have 6. He had a bodega full of goods, I have 2 bodegas. I learned that from him. Watching him, sitting with him, listening to him, and studying him. I say, okay, he did this and this and this. In the morning, I see he goes to the freezer, and he take out some herb tea. Boom, boom, bam. He said, son, go and bring that herb from me and bring that one. So when I bring for him, I bring a little for myself and I boil too. And anytime I see him drink, I drink too. If he drinks it because it's good. And if he uses that because it's good, so I use that too. And anything he do, I do. I learn, I listen, and I wait. And then I go through. They want I to go back to to Congress, but I don't think so. I decided in my mind that I don't know how long I'm going to live, so I need to enjoy this community. I need to blow, live to live. I need I did a lot for the community, so I need to live my life. I have two grands. They are 13 and 12, but they are my daughter kids, not mine. I tell them, don't bring them around, don't bring no trouble to me. That's your kids. I grow you up already. Morning. So that's me. I learned that from my dad. He did everything for us. He did everything, and then he said, okay, your time now, you take over. And I said, okay, Dad, no problem, I'm ready. And I see him, I stay with him till he leave. He leave at 89, my mom leave early at 79, and I was happy. Even now in the pandemic, I'm happy. Anytime I think on him, I said, good. Because he never deserved to live this pandemic. He was too much of a great man to suffer like this and to be inside and to did. He born a free man and he die a free man. I said, good, I can do it. I can answer, but for me, he didn't merit it. So I said, you know, he lived in the right time. He never have cancer, he never have no disease, he never have Alzheimer. He lived and loved and died good. She died with Alzheimer too. She didn't suffer. I took her to my sister. She read her Psalms 23 in the afternoon. She went to bed. She never waked. So, most of my friends that I know in the capital, they want to retire here. Most Costa Rican in the pandemic was very interested. They come here for the first time. People coming and say, we didn't know this was so beautiful. We didn't. Okay. All the communities from Limon back to Panama had Jamaican names. So obviously they changes everything because you have Kawita, you have Own Creek, you have Old Harbour, you have Cutlass, you have Little Bay, Grey Point, Manchanil, and Monkey Point. Then we had a community in the back. Now they call it indigenous reservation name. They call it Chase. When the African them come, they call it Rawatown. Yes, but everything that's like everywhere else, obviously, that looks like black, they change it. All the creeks had names. All our people them give the creeks and the cliff names. You know, the cliff in Coclis, what they call Coclis now, they call it Piripli, the rock in the sea. The African them call it Pripliki. But they changes anything look like African. I want to give you a small clip. Our national hero. You would think that this guy would be half indigenous or Latino. This guy was an African. Go back to your roots, find your background and find your queens and king in Africa, and then you can come back to the Americas and do what you have to do. We have to know ourselves before, and we have to be proud of ourselves. But we have to read, we have to learn, we have to understand. And if you have the information, you have everything.